Filiacta, Suzuki, Emlena, Tamajagar, Couple Chema, Cartness Abilta, August International has. So there's a wide range, a very open set of themes that's going to be reflected in some of the poems and songs that we're going to hear this evening. There's even new Ormel. There's no area and arja about this tonight. We're not trying to make this in the formal poetry reading or anything like that. As you can tell, homemade wedding and just watch together or walking around. It's don't want to stay. And Kate brought a time to go young, Sul Gurmage, Tuslash, Martin Keenan here from Bayview. You want to give us all give a chance to give Martin a bill of us all over for all his hard work. This is the sixth film in the Carrigan, and here's sorry Martin for interrupting you. Here's a promo video that Martin made as of last week. So that gives you a wee taster of some of the first 2 days of the Fela and the next 4 or 5 days of events, of which this is in Darnay. This is the second evening. And Kate Dan a tugging and Sean up na Dan Darna Vanyan Fusco. Agus an lad a bhí le bhéin seo Conor Corbett because he's in Ulster in Nura, he's in Derry in university at the minute, but it was John Boyle Morgan, it's Reven Dan, we built up for John Boyle and Dan. A poem called Fuscal, which John Boyle, as I say, wrote and Connor Corbett recited at the Gay Parade Festival just a few weeks back. I'm on doing am I yourself?
It's Kevin on the Ted Fog, but Comfort Tacky a Wallet has rock. It's Kevin on McCree Name. It's Kevin on Mog the Hand. Rock Shake Ray from Malala Bouquet, Harry Chimesh Johnson Chan, Dioli Bugger, Ekenche Swancha, Agus Maylan Oglet, Triplan. I'm begging on Mafia couch, on Pookie Shaw, North County Leverage, don't say it's behind the heel, it's a firm of Papa, and we're. Na John Starman or Cooey Roy, August Scott Blue the Billionaire our son. It's AIDS in a lake, a fur one.
So of course you've got me sitting by taking Cade and Katie special to Donegal to Shannon Morgan Free Brew and not gig the Kenny Ganella. So the John Boyle Bill, Dan Wine and he's doing August Moran and he's doing John Boyle Morgan.
Seo Dan scríma Tom Father and Galvanium Bryson Nijig Shakto Chu. For the Jim Bryson, agus Kinala Kangal of Inala Bryson, agus Ishakanya more Luha and Sophia Logging in Virginia August a class in East. So Shaw Dan Margaret scríma for the Dahil. Bryson, Nijig Shakto Chu. Poking fan the follower Palta. A Israeli Red Lloyd in a Shaskiji. Seal Ella the Atma Ella on Loshak Shin. Min Karpach a Wadagi gave. A hug them walked, not roving Aaron. Clear Val Achi Huat the Wally Warahu. Lahat Shaskan Lee Hannigan Tatra Moore. and ag early sheer cogi the law le gigrish. O gadi gasaidje gonuan. Nos bollu collu le shron na nadje. A phobl I chelter agus uba. Kiel cover a rasgiacht a cruhusgai. Eder yn niw agus yn tîn la jeg de lunas a siapto a hien. Skilw o'n yerin a farun na sasana. Bia na mani mora a maru na niaw chora. Fullin dinni jeg a hog sealed an ua. An wyn is mo yn ui goon na cefni. Is a jathgur sheath in the ferrigus na tileg on faltas. Has session on fod, saidje, lei lagan ganyagla. A jath folly, nor hin a tea a grog na funche. A kai huska na shan lekra or a fobolse. Kogu yn a chir eder ogli agus awish. Comradi agus cardje da a hinda onigere. Fodder na kusje, gaf bal en fobol hiana. Slaun en I sari haka vi on the riw. Tri hresbol en meedstone agus tollen a chrom. Agus kiel a richen shrew en ai. Getilje on vi ai. Gokomo a yimas no vishnya. Ri on seal en a chonje. Agus fursje boas saidjere. A vi en a chor a riw. An Torah show and we become Taliban Martha. Okay, this is a wee song. It's about a woman called Martha. Martha is a Romani. She must be in her late 70s. She usually stands in Castle Street asking for money. I guess there are here honeymoon band show. You can yell through you from the I guess. Crush a rod. Okay, you do. There are here honey Lubia couple fashion. A Janu Jerker, Ernest Ryken, I was my fight Jerry Hartog. I was ancient Gloucester, Kaya. This one reminded me of something, a historical fact that when our people first came into Belfast, they probably had to beg on the streets. They couldn't get work. They were hungry. They dressed in tattered clothing. And this woman, and I've seen people on the street sort of turning away from her, and some even were cheeky. So the wee song is a sort of an almost beat. Am I doing? Sort of. She's singing in front of your own.
Nato
for our children when Colin McGill he's actually a conscript from George Strand who ended up in London. But the Colin McGill Church down here, we doing Colin. So to carry it down, Colin has 4 poems. He's doing an anthology, everything. And I'm gonna do a short intro for each poem, one by one. And Kate Young, the first poem of Colin is one called Countdown, which is referring to global capitalism and its impact, especially on our environment. So the Kate Young Countdown.
Countdown 2050, and memory of Alan Paradise, age 3. The future, question mark. We have long passed Orleans 84, past Holocaust and so much more, past refugees landing on our shore, hammering on the rich man's door, past Kyoto, Paris and all the rest, the ones who have us doing their best. They can't pretend they didn't know the way that things were going to go. Their avarice they couldn't check, they made their fortunes on the back of environmental devastation, the rape and plundering of nations. Fossil fuels, deforestation, no need for an Einstein to do the equation. Whistleblowers all around, but they were oblivious to the sound. The warnings of impending doom, the fact that it was coming soon. They mined and drilled and hacked away, with no concern for posterity. They missed their own fake targets and didn't care. Their mantra, grow the economy, laissez-faire. By humanity's poor, the gone in despair, watch rising seas and dried up rivers, look to their political leaders to deliver an answer to their anguished cry, for all they got were empty lies. In the pockets of the bankers, them and all the other gangsters, obey the markets as we must, for the markets are just good and bust. Another jam through that table, for the willing man the able. For them that says no game of chance, we pay the bills, they keep the ranch. The CEOs said CO2s should not bother you or me. The answer lay in technology, proclaims the captains of industry. To deliver us from all our ills, a silver bullet, a miracle pill. If it should fail to materialize, worry not, dry your eyes. Someone else will foot the bill, copy us and learn to kill. The G7 has had their say, Bangladesh will be made to pay. They have made a wasteland of the earth as we continue to give birth. 9 billion souls and rising, this boat we're in is fast capsizing. The President. It doesn't have to be this way, we can plan and work for a better day. We really only have one choice, get off your knees and find your voice. When we get flashbacks of the scenes on our television screens, of starvation in the air, malnutrition everywhere, instead of existential fear, that the same could happen here, we should make it very clear, by our actions and our deeds, that we will put an end to greed. Our compulsion to consume, manufactured or organic, from the bottom to the top, we are prepared to make it stop. Our finite resources we must share, if we are pretty sincere when we say we care. About the welfare of the human race and the rest of the creatures who inhabit this place. The rewards are great, as you will see, if we protect the world and its biodiversity. We can live our lives with less anxiety and build a meaningful society. But you don't have to listen to me. Do the math and you will see. We can't continue to grow our economies based on our artificial need to satisfy our reckless greed. Live in a shared, sustainable world and we will prosper. Everyone must play their part, follow your brain, open your heart. Now take this phone, back it away, don't let it see the light of day. In 2050, take it out and see what's become of humanity.
Facebook fanatic amongst the public matter, just share that on Facebook, we'll be able to follow it as we go. So in Darn and Dan and Colin, is Dan Darabani, the sympathetic judge. The second poem refers to our very unhealthy judicial system.
The sympathetic judge. And so to the judge speaking clearly, if not severely, this is the price you pay for being in UDA. Murder, mayhem, disarray. This is your reward, your stipend, your pay. Whilst we pondered this case, we have locked you away, not for years, but a couple of days. Had you been in the IRA, we would simply have thrown you away. As you can see, we must at all times be aware, act with impartiality, evenly, fair. Having heard your former colleagues in the RUC, I must admit that I do agree. You acted out of solidarity with the rest of decent society. Although you acted rather right, some might even say a little harsh, now I hope you listen to me. In future, don't act unilaterally. You were provoked, we're not blind, we can see, but throwing bombs into bars is not the remedy. For the taking of lives, you have already paid, with your good name, your career, and family preserved. To send you away would be absurd. A custodial sentence will be deferred.
And trio down the column, Dan, I can also have a couple of shots in there when tugging the forelock, which is a very, very personal poem about Callum's own analysis of where the process that we're currently engaged in has brought us or hasn't brought us. And he finishes it up with he wanted me just to refer to the part in shot refers to Squeaky Booten, which if anybody who will be aware of the period of the blanket protest, during that period of time when somebody would have left the blanket, they would have been given a pair of new boots which would have been squeaking up the hall, and the rest of the people who remained on the blanket protest or who remained as part of the struggle would know that somebody had left the protest, and it became known as Squeaky Booten. So that's just a wee reference to conference.
Covering the forelock, in memory of Jerry Mulligan. Comrades, disappointed, leave the stage. Hang around, dejected, await old age. Look for some quiet corner to settle down and escape the torments of the backbiting town. Where once they fought with valor and pride, now watch as mouths and eyes fall open wide. As former leaders for whom once they would have died, with no hint of shame, no attempt to hide. Sit down to lavish banquets to their amazement, with the architects of their own enslavement. As they tug a forelock here and there, until at last they leave it bare, they nudge and wink to let you know, when called upon their claim to go. But as they carry off their loot, you hear the sound of the squeaky boot.
Callum's Part and Shot is a poem which he actually wrote last year. When we had this event last year, which Che Guevara Callum came up and recited a poem, and then went home, inspired and enthused, and wrote a poem called Skullena, referring to the first Gale skull that was established by Project McCurry in 1806, and he's making a comparison between the evening he spent here and the schools of Project McCurry. Right, Callum?
Skullena. If you are thinking of something to say, pick up on Fearshot, he'll blow you away. The murder machine is still with us today, relentlessly, busily churning away. In schools and universities, the incubating nurseries, Queen's, UCD and Trinity, this is not the definitive list of craven imperial apologists, neo-Daesh colonial propagandists, and lying, misleading revisionists. But we continue to resist in factory, field or on the pitch, in Gale Skullena and in forums just like this. For they can't win and we will lost, so give yourselves a global loss.
Dara Vanya Maxwell, and this has been a conscript of West Belfast now for a good few years. Sarah Boyce is going to read a poem, a brilliant poem that she wrote there in recent weeks, and also she's going to hopefully share her beautiful singing voice with us as well. See, Garth, Mara, really
mid-morning, time for their smoke break, that habitual cladding of pockets. Workday routines ruptured as flames rendered red brick. Our mouths fell open in civic shock. The building shell gaped back at us. Smudged staff trudged home, bereft of house keys that weren't needed as front doors flew open. Now, blackened embers flicker before my eyes. Dublin's stardust, London's Grenfell, and then, with a Pascaline pop, the frame shifts to those perpetual factory fires that burn in Bangladesh. There, it's not garments, but garment workers who go up in flames. Young girls, inflammable as the sweatshirts they sew, where the crack of brick heralds the crack of bone. Fear falls through factory walls, loose wires spark and fizz, caught between two fires, lose their jobs or lose their lives. Nimble fingers that fly through miles of flattened hems now dig through flattened rubble, unearthing only charred labels that say made in Bangladesh but sold on every high street. What doesn't kill you? Told me an Inspira, Dundan Shaw, Vinny Susan Shaw, Ring Sarah, Agasha Kilkieran, I was Bernadette McGalsky, the Nick, was from Nick, Maji, because she put my hands somewhere in her fad. So just told me an Inspira, Agasha Kilkieran, transfer me out of Afiokan and China. I was Kiko Tabitha and China in our heel and a lake. So, Clearly, Jericho, I didn't the column screen show. So, what doesn't kill you? I know time has changed me, but hope to still be recognised. I keep my hair cropped short and nod to the bad old days. My back now fairly hunched, the burden of folk memory. Buckshot and brass medals have made a pin cushion of my chest, so that when I draw breath, the croppy boy whistles through. I splash my face with bog water, its metal tang awakening my tongue. Shake out Mokata Moor, downcast through lack of wear. Edge my awkward elbows into sleeves, inhale its acerbic odour, pleased to catch a faint trace of its "you'll not own me" attitude. Once more I broach the cobbled city streets, bereft now of the clatter of hooves, that continuous clipping that attended the birth of our new language, with its loan words from the French: liberty, equality, fraternity. I listen to the slip and slide of boardroom babble, worrying that I don't speak this newer lingo of outsourcing and efficiency, customers and 0 hours, skivers and early risers of illegal human beings. I rub my thumb over the notches of the battle scar around my neck, touch scar tissue formed by knotted ropes and sally rods. This ill-fitting argo provokes phantom pains, the memory of a higher code, still carried downwind from Cave Hill. I straighten my shoulders and know I needn't worry about being recognised.
One thing to put the last on there.
Oh.
So, one of the three of us saw on the bridge, we were to police catch. Just showing the show, just in memory of Tish Holland, who died last week and who understands that the second woman internee in Armagh jail. So just sing this in memory of Tish. There's 30 people on the bridge and they're standing in the rain. They caught my eye as I passed them by. They tried to explain why they were standing there. They did not want to hear. When trouble gets too close to home, my anger turns to fear. With my eyes turned to the ground, I moved along. I covered up my ears and I held my tongue. The rain poured down relentlessly upon the picket line, and the empty words fell from my lips. Your troubles are not mine. Though the rain it made the colours run, the message it was plain. Women are being strip searched in Armagh jail. Though the rain it made the colours run, the message it was plain. Women are being strip searched in Armagh and Brixton jail. We kneel in adoration before effigies of stone. Eyes turn to heaven, blind to what's going on. 6 men hold a naked woman pinned down on the floor. Without trial or jury, she's a prisoner of war. Though the rain it made the colours run, the message it was plain. Women are being strip searched in Armagh jail. Though the rain it made the colours run, the message it was plain. Women are being strip searched in Armagh and Brixton jail.
Senator Munster Fad, Grammy Mike Sin, Sahara. And here, the Matrope Gold Resell, the God on, and then piece of hereafter, what was short monologue, was going to be shared by an award-winning short story writer who's heading the States as we speak. But a kid, Niella, who was a Gary Curtis for board, the band out there when Elaine Fagan. Elaine wasn't known as a poet, hadn't an experience or background in poetry, and she wrote a poem, a monologue poem last year, and it was fantastic. It was very well received. So I hope you're going to do that one for us and our new one that she has recently completed. So, Carl and Michelle, Elaine Fagan, Bill Buckingham.
Aber Kelly are still on the over the K. Obviously, over Fahine Kitty. Cash catches are Carter Douglas to open. I can't see that there's some Douglas to more. It's kinship. Nihe and Fragra, a little shit, Exilla, Dele, Emma, 4. Obviously, after the scale, obviously, Flatsum or Cash catches the Eller Carter, the gas and that, and so on. What do you do? Me? What do I do? Same thing as you. Just a wee more. gan an motor céimú upper a bheith sota go dtí upper. Ag céim ar sciil aman ag upper ach ag upper do cé agus ag upper fa hinne cé. Polish, whore. Munch, whore. Larry, whore. Iger, whore. Cunt, ass, whore. Elaine. In our straight beat from chorus, more. That's 7 parcels in your street, not one of them Irish. Like, what, not one of them like Irish surname. And she's like, oh yeah. I'm not from here either. Like, so it's just kind of it's kind of like other it's just kind of stuff in her lesh. So Kay Lesh, Kay Lesh, who the fuck are you, Karabasu? No, really, like, mar baler mar rufi who the near and cad leis an blas bread a kaint sin is near holla my real leid danin gan tracht and yanu laugh the kraken. Kay Lesh, Karabasu, who the fuck are you? Who, no blacks, no Irish, no dogs, who let the dogs in? Conno in which a mach sin. Mar, ni dinne kinniach me. Ach. Solar happy were laid a shaft. Negro real wives the cheer shaw the cursey di ostia. Ni dinne kinniach me. Ach, kaifera advine. O hanik were laid Can the screamy Ireland igiri nis massa nis fudge. Ni dinne kinniach me. Ach. O hanik the strangely a shaft. Tarnini fan. Ernest Rajna. Ganjijin. Gan chach. Ni. Dinne. Kinniach. Me. Ach.
Everyone else has to learn theirs off by heart. So and Kate thinks that Ella get a book different in the sense that I've asked Paddy O'Meskill to read a piece out today. For anybody who doesn't know Paddy, he currently works in the Market Development Association, and he also fancies himself as a bit of a stray. And he's written a novel. He's written numerous short stories that have been widely acclaimed. So he's been given a 4-minute to edit. Can't be top 12, but we'll give him 4. Paddy O'Meskill.
In here they call me Frank. I don't know why. If I have the time before they come, I may ask Jude, or I may not. It would mean trusting him to be quiet. Out there, back then, they called me, well, I don't feel like telling you that either, just a few. Some of them are friendly enough. Ones who guard me, that is. Jude takes the time to talk about your, or should that be their, football team with me and ask me about mine. I don't have a team, I always tell him, but he doesn't listen. What Jude and I do share is an occupation, a trade, a vocation, two in fact. Back there, I was a nursing at home for old people. Jude tells me he was one too until they decided they had calculated it all wrong and that one man could do the work of two. The work is long and requires you to be gentle even when you're tired and you've lost your patience and you want to be rough. But I couldn't wait to learn from your own. The stories behind the names of your towns and streets, their great loves and their big mistakes, and what it is we actually are. The first home I worked in was especially for Armenians, to let them feel at home with each other in their old age. Many of them are mine because they were orphans. Wait, that's a ridiculous thing to say. Let me try again. When they were children, they suffered. Probably you know about it. It was decided due to their untrustworthiness the Armenians had to go. Who decided? An empire. Who else decides these things? So they were tied together in big circles of young and old and vigil them in place at the river's edge. When one was shot, they would all collapse under the weight of the buggy onto the water and drown. Who else could be so efficient in the matter of munitions but an empire? Those who survived were usually children, taken in by Kurds or Arabs. Some found themselves alone and they moved to Damascus or Aleppo, where they were sent to orphanages and bathed in water that was used 10, 20 times over. The air spread the glaucoma and the blindness. There were old men and women I looked after whose last sail of the world had been the storm on the side of a tin drum. I used to cry over this. You tell me you mostly look after your own home here, and we tell ourselves the same back there. But what happens to them when you can't even look after yourself? When those who have done everything for you are now too decrepit even to teach you what they should have taught you long before now? Do you know how I got caught? Trying to reach your last mountain, all 1,038 metres of it. In Syria we have Mount Hermon, which stands at, but that doesn't matter, we can't go there, not now. No, you misunderstand, even before now we couldn't go there. It's a ski resort, but for you, not for us. You, I am sorry, I need to stop these crude generalisations. You see, Mount Hermon was taken from us some time ago. I leave it at that for now. But I do love mountains. There's an ecstasy I find when your knees wobble and your teeth chatter when you reach the top, and that's all you can do to keep on breathing. And then when you allow your knees to give way and your bare arms and the palms of your hands feel the earth. I could cry thinking about it, but I won't. What good is crying over anything? On my way here, in Turkey, in Greece, in Serbia, when we were waiting, I would find mountains wherever I could to escape, to breathe, to feel like a man, to forget the confinement of the container. Do you know, approaching the Turkish border, there were 22 of us in the one car. Can you imagine the logistics of such an operation, where each hand goes after each foot? How to reassure your son when there are two men and tell them? On my way back from the mountain, I was going to follow your family trail. I wanted to feel that ground beneath my feet, perhaps even to kneel and run my hands over it. I think it may have allowed me to understand you better, feel a communion of hunger and flight and what is less than those, but it doesn't go away, even with death, the inadequacy and the want. You see, your mountains are like you, half-formed things or old things made half. But you don't see, do you?
From Syria to Cuba, and Yaz Rodriguez is going to do two pieces for us. Party Strat.
This poem wrote itself one night in madness, and then the following morning I just wrote the words. And no one there. The poem is called Mr. KK Culture, but originally it was called Mr. Culture, and Mr. KK Culture was Owen's idea. And I didn't like that his idea was good, but I still took it. So here it goes. Mr. KK Culture. Irish culture is dead. He said and moved his hands as if to lay her course directly, but not so gently, at our feet. His lips in a downside frown. We thought him drunk and pretended that we spoke only a little English. He said he could say it in Spanish, and good lordy lord, he tried and couldn't. So I threw him a lifeline because he was the talkative type, and I was getting tired of arranging the words he was saying in my head, tired of trying to get some meaning out of the nonsense. It's okay, son, I said. We speak English and we'll listen. Irish culture is dead and gone, he said. Now, I've been here before, and I was getting all ready for battle because them opening statements are just the tale of a racist, more robust body of work. I said it myself, and I asked, where has it gone to? This Irish culture that you grieve today? Irish culture is dead. The problem, multiculturalism. So there it was, as putrid and rancid as it comes. What's your name, son? Caelan, he said. My heart shattered. Caelan. His name had as many C's and L's as my own son's first name. Kilian Alejandro Che Manolito. My Cuban soul wept. There he was, handing me his death, when all we've done in this land is to survive, to grow, to thrive, to birth, to love, and ultimately die like the rest of Irish folks. Listen, son, I'm a Cuban woman from the Falls, and I have given birth to children in this land, and they go to Irish schools, and my children and myself make this culture richer. My children and myself make this culture too. And what you have just said is just racist as fuck. My voice had risen high, and I could hear it above me, showering us with truth. And enough is enough. Get your act together, boyo, or you'll have no act at all. The shrieking of a seagull, the glowing power of a hawk. The girls started dancing, laughing and just plain saying, that's just racist. That's just racist. Circling round him, yes. Yes. To exercise the racism from within his body. Yes, I'm sorry. You're alright.
James, I'm the son of
Circling round him to exercise the racism from within his body, Druid style, a Basque, a Canarian, a Cuban, and an Irish Gaelgore. And all of a sudden, he was unsure of what had happened and how the sands had shifted tectonically beneath his feet. And then he was claiming his right to be listened to, his right to explain himself, his right to continue saying to 3 migrant women that they were complicit in the killing of his culture. On and on. Let me speak, Jesus. Will you not let me speak? Let the man speak. More laughter from the girls. And let the man speak. This time in a cackling woman's voice. No mention of the DUP, nor the lack of Irish Language Act. No mention of the British Empire and their plundering of the line, the theft of its language. No acknowledgement of the wee Syrian boy playing hurling for the Davids, or my own daughter playing camogie for New Owen. No mention of men's laws killing of migrant and Irish women, men's laws killing of Irish women culture. No mention of the sign that read, no dogs, no blacks, no Irish. The many times I have loved Ireland and its culture. The many times I've danced with her around my body came flowing back to me. The many times I've learned its wisdom rushed to the tip of my tongue. The many times I have understood its flaws. The many times I have loved you, Ireland. Mother of mine, mother of my children. The many times. The many more times that'll come. No, son, you have said enough. Here, Mr. KK Culture, said the Irish woman earlier. Do you speak Irish? Yes, he said. But of course he didn't. He didn't speak Irish at all. Here, Mr. KK Culture. Here, Mr. KK Culture. Here, Mr. KK Culture. Don't you be killing your culture and aiding and abetting in the slaying of your language and laying the corpse not so gently at the migrant woman's shiny floor. Here, Mr. KK Culture, let me tell you what he said. You would have not told us what you said if we had been 3 fully grown migrant men, muscles included and all. You came to us because we were women, and you thought that you were smart, and you wanted to discuss your Trump views, and I bet you wanted to be found cute and all. An upstairs window opened, and a girl girl asked, "What's that racket?" And in perfect Irish, don't be listening to him, it's just a cunt. Cackling galore, and another Irish warrior woman came from the warmth and announced, if you got any problems with her, I'll knock your bollocks in, and then all will be said and done. More cackling, and these time hugs, and Mr. KK Culture discarded for the day, and he was not happy looking, the poor old racist soul. We left, and I was silent for a while, trying to make sense of what had happened, and said things like, this is my planet, and we're all born under the same sky, and the same soil will in the end keep us the same amount of cold. I was stunned at how stupid, well, not stupid, how racist the boy had been on a day where we, migrant women and Irish women, had talked and raged at how we get erased out of the history of this land. On a day that this boy obviously chose to forget that his ancestors were immigrants as well, and had taken their culture with them and had it flourished under hotter suns. I got running through my veins a few Cuban McFarlanes and O'Reillys and Lynches, makers of Cuban history, my children and myself in return, walk up and down the street of this city and get wet by the Irish rain and live our Cuban ways, then speaking Irish while I watch in awe. Multiculturalism is this infinite mother that talks her children in with hundreds of thousands of lullabies, and in return her children must learn to harness the power of millions and millions in one kaleidoscopic voice. Racism, sectarianism, misogyny, ableism are the killers here, but I'm reminded of the hope that lives within us as I collect from school my Cuban Irish children and I pass African, Asian, Latin American mothers doing the same day after day, creating a space for their children to dream in Irish and their many other native tongues. Here, Mr. KK Culture, stop feigning cultural injury at the hands of migrants who make Ireland their home. You'll get no sympathy from us at all. Nosotras somos cultura también. We are culture too. Es muchenia culture fosta Shanae.
Yeah, he's going to roast our flag. Ain't that my flag? We're just going to flag. We have another couple of readers here. We're going to invite another rebel with a cause for that one up the sheriff poem. Favourite of his, Buddy McIver, is going to read a poem from Patrick McParish, known as the Mother. It's just that, Patrick.
You're scream in the or you're laying in the lotion scream further for Kenya and fluid. Give me a herb fluid. You're reading on the Rome are Abba in the scream. Darby in Han Hopper and running machine. The lower or B or put this in English here. The only book we had was a Bible at that time, and that time I was a beauty happy on the mass. Within a very short space of time, like all our lads on the wing, we started questioning this here, started going, so when I was about 20, 21, that's when I became an atheist. There's no definite date on it, but I understand why so many men who were practicing Catholics, it was a crutch for them because the times were very, very hard. As you can imagine, there's people who've all read about it, and Colin has alluded to his off with the squeaky boot. But I just like to make a point of this thing as well, that for some people, and I accept fully, I was talking to Colin
for some people who were on the night protest, because how hard it was, they left the protest, and for us who were lucky enough to stick it our whole time during it, we were not critical, or very critical of men who at least tried. It was the men who didn't try, and that's where the thing, the squeaky booter thing came in. So that's the thing. One of the things about the other thing about it was that because we had no books, we had no obviously apart from the Bible and Catholic periodicals, some people were getting poems not sent into it. In that stage, like a lot of us in our way, we were all under 21. Very few of us went. None of us had third level education. Very few of us went to grammar schools. Some people may have thought we were far from it, but I have a bit of an interest in poetry, and one of the poems that we all heard years in Tommy and MacDonald and all our poets throughout Irish history. But one of the poems for me that inspired me and helped me, things helped me through terrible days. And we're all aware of a lot of people here in Ballymurphy and other parts of the world, throughout the world, even today, what people are going through. But it's not a cliche. We all had mothers, of course we all had mothers. Some of us, my own mother died, we were all very young. But the poem that for me, and I just wish I had it more off by heart, because we all had a party piece. Some of the lads did know a few poems. My party piece was Rune Shadow and Badge and Elmy, and that's they were my party piece. I'm not going to sing it here today. I know them off by heart.
Sing it.
I'm being I'd love to say it, but that's too shallow. This is for me. Some people would say that Pierce was a rampant Catholic. I would defy it. No doubt he's a Catholic. Not the rampant Catholic that scumbags like Ruth W. Edwards and all these people refer to her as. But this particular poem, some people had said to me that it's like a prayer. I love that, listen to what do you call it, choral music and all that sort of thing, even as an atheist. But this for me is a very good poem. So bear with me, it's a very short one. And I would say that anybody who hasn't read it or doesn't know it off by heart should learn this. As well as Scott's poem. Not all our poems. You know what I mean? So I'm without a fraud having to read someone else's poem. The Mother by Peter Spears. I do not grudge them, Lord. I do not grudge my two strong sons, yet I've seen go out to break their strength and die. They and a few in bloody protest for a glorious thing, they shall be spoken of among their people. The generations shall remember them and call them blessed. But I will speak their names to my own heart in the long nights. The different names that were familiar once round my dead heart. Lord, thou art hard on mothers. We suffer in their coming and their going. And though I grudge them not, I am weary of the long sorrow, and yet I have my joy. My sons were faithful, and they fought. Turn me to now.
I'm feeling a bit of a fraud here myself for Hester and everybody to read poems, and I'm a poem on my own that I wrote. I sort of been grown up earlier on there. I wasn't sure whether I read it. I took a photograph of it. It's a poem that won me €100 in 2004. It was actually a poem that I wrote on the 6th anniversary of the killing of my brother Gary, and it's the 20th anniversary of his death this year. So I thought it would be fitting to share it. It's a poem that's Gaelic, but I say the €100 will do well at the time, but it's never been read before, so hopefully you can bear with me. It's called Jar. Mulligan tuck the guha, a hedging listen gee or in word. Facum shoulder a macanta in the souls of it, a lunrian listen green over and seal. And Mingara Millish Galde, Maraville Turkaha, Exisquin Aspera, the Pre, Kukalma, Nartluye, Custom the Spirit and Chalk Renide. Nyart the Jäger is the Comes Collinia, Dalan Galpunya is Tresha Turchag, is to Realta Raha Mavringloich, is to an Iceland Alley Moiga, Lig du Muscles in your show and Brone, agus to Echo, Linnerish, Maraville. Cade Laidor in our mask, the Slingy McD, and Shorty earlier in Dan, Nakiva Niculi, was in Tanya McCarran Dan.
Escale Misha.
Escale Misha. Parties people at Global Scale. Talking about doing poems off by heart, Kieran McGillivan, once he got off his phone, may remember, he may actually remember this off by heart, but in college and first year in the early years, you had to learn this off by heart.
Still do it for names.
Escale Misha.
I'll still do it for names.
Sean Donaghy again in our Gael Scholar. Mortis Gael, the Liam Ramley. Gael Misha, Flaku Sultan, Gael McCrae, Gael View, James Hop Pincher Gael. Gael Misha is Neo Wheel. Dushlan Flynn Dolan Villa Kenya, Gael here. W. Some Pecans Pincher. Bowai, a Woolham and Lower is a scholar. Bacrin, a Gael, a Gorla. Bahish, Aid, the Lega. Bagana, Aid, the Niger. Beluver, a Lamb, a Fake, McGruck, Fui Cashny, Granny Hilla. It's Uhu and Honey, make Loon or Loon. It's Quill, the Hutch Follow. It's Quill, the Hutch Follow. It's Crow, the Hutch Crow. It's Smur, the Smear Me. Oiler, a more grey, a more grey, it's a more view. There's some annoying option.
Dan Berlin is still waiting, Chrissy Foley. Dan Barvanium, Chrissy, where do you do? A Kate Spurred by. Kate Spurred,
So when I first volunteered, if you will, for this poem, I actually had talked to my parents about who had presented it themselves. So it has a wee bit of meaning for us. So a bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current bends, and clips his wings in the orange sunrise and bursts between the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his birds of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with fearful trill of things unknown but long too shrill. His tune is heard and his distant hill, for cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and a trade wind soft through the singing trees. The fatbird's waiting on the dawn-bright lawn, and his name, the sky his own. But a birdcage stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shifts on the nightmare stream. His wings are clipped, and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with fearful trill of things unknown but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom.
Dan we still preview en is le tune or an adog must be here. Calling them their mind Sarah, this is got and this one allows to bring the formal proceedings to an end and allows to continue to share in the great goodies that were brought by Brendan Moyne. A couple Brendan. Fleur Campbell want to finish with a song? Woo! You want to?
I say a call.
Come on, finish. Come on, finish with a song. That's the end of it. What's happening?
Sorry, boys are race.
No way.
Sorry, boys are
I'm
race.
over on it. No?
I'll join her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on, do it. In fairness, Sarah and Sarah have both performed already. One member of the family who's dragging his heels here.
So much for peer pressure.
Come on.
I'll give you a song some more time. But I remember being in a place and we were singing Christmas songs and I asked this guy to sing a song and he said, I'd like to talk about the wind. And I was like, I've never heard it before in any McCaller's sessions. What do you hear? I was like, and he talked about the wind and about how life affected him. And his job was finding new paths in Tasmania. Yeah? And he found a waterfall that only indigenous people knew about. And he talked about his biggest thing was, do I give this to the tourist or do I give this as something pure? You know? Because there's a guy called Richard Flanagan and he wrote, he was just a local guy in Tasmania, but he ended up a brilliant writer and he won all sorts of prizes. But when he was only 22, he wrote this thing for the council about the water. And if you go into this part in Tasmania, it says, these waters run pure all through their lives. And within 20 years of the colonists coming, within 20 years, they were polluted. And you see, when anyone can be employed by the council here to say such a true thing, I think we're going to make a step forward, you know. And I was just talking earlier on, and even last night, this is a place that gives me great inspiration. This place, you know, when my daughter comes and just being able to play around China, being able to run about, being able to sing, not being cut down the way we were in that cell, not lined up and forced to chew out this stuff, you know. And it's lovely hearing poems and people who really think of it hard, long, what life means to them, you know. So he's a good song from our day.
He's in our joy. Award goes to the poet McCarter for the longest preamble to his poem and Fleur for taking part in the poetry and song without saying a poem or singing a song. That must be a virtue. Going to be the Molly McCarthy, going to be the Molly Scott, then you chat the man, got then you be soft the Dan or Rinston or Oran Rinston. Will of us away now, we're putting stuff as a senior. If anybody hasn't got a copy of the programme, Kieran, there's an event on tomorrow night. You want to get a really quick plug?
Once called Tim McKev, celebrating 25 years, Aaron Audit this year, and we're hearing from the very inspirational community activists who set this up, organised people from Balmurphy to establish a school that's transformed thousands of lives. So we're going to share that story with us tomorrow night, because you're all very welcome.
And we'll have the Hardy Hand lecture with Matt Collins here, or Dr. Matt Collins, as we're supposed to, on Thursday night in here, and the youth referendum is taking place in Farset at the same time, and on Friday we'll have the play a station once again, and on Saturday we'll have Keela and Boricure and O'Dee's. So we're going to keep